Ses an uur balcoshin yn ban yn alpa y lentyn y sioch eith BBC alpa. Ni dwi ag Broadwood an y cwmr yn alt para fel Rangers gyfydol yn ei operein an y pic yn fynedyn. Helo Fisger Magaf agus faltir of Broadwood son het game o'r edel la Jews a Rangers gyfydol yn ei operein agus apur la erich gael a hacan son het game o'r Jews geef sy'n bech gydrast o fwyr niolich gyfys na'r cwtiach ein iesgo sio Claire Gemmell. Claire, many thanks for being with us here on BBC Alpa. The new season continues. Both teams are under new management. Set us up for today. What can we expect?
I think it will be a very difficult game for Aberdeen. I expect Rangers will dominate a lot of the ball. So for Aberdeen, I think it's just about taking the chances they get when they come, picking the right moments to press and trying to counter on Rangers when they win the ball back.
We saw how efficient Bailey Hutchison was last week when the chances came her way. Rangers will have to keep a real eye on her today.
They absolutely will, and I think expect Rangers to play a three at the back like they have been doing under Joe Potter, so I think she will get the opportunities. I can see the likes of Nicola Docherty and Rachel McLaughlin pushing forward, so it will create space, so I think she will have that space to go into, and absolutely she's got the capabilities to take the chances.
In terms of Rangers, Claire, what's Joe Potter changed? How will she set the players out today?
Well, she has been playing a 3-5-2 with them, so I expect to see that again today. You know, I just think she's previously been a player. She's played down in England, she's played for her country, so I think she brings a new perspective to the team. So it'll be interesting to see what she can bring to the club, and I'm sure they're all excited to play under her.
Great stuff. Come back to you just in a short moment. Ag drast it, a si dol a chleintyn fod y manager yn agos hwm I hen. Grau mor it, fych yn bic yn fynynt yn y lash. Joe, it's your first home game as Rangers manager. How much are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, we can't wait. Feels like it's been a long time coming. Obviously, we got off to a good start last week against Spartans away. So, yeah, I can't wait to get back here and get the home crowd in.
How do you build on that 6-1 win against Spartans?
Yeah, we looked at a few things. There was a few things I was really, really happy with, actually. I think the squad are really gelling really well, especially with the amount of information I've given them in such a short amount of time, but there's also things that we can do better, and they're the things that we've looked at this week and hopefully put them into practice today.
In terms of world football today, it was a great occasion. Sadly, the Lionesses missed out on World Cup victory, but what does that say about where the women's game is at the moment? Yeah,
it's huge, and I think it just shows the level of disappointment that we see getting into World Cup finals and narrowly losing off in those games. I think it just shows how far we've come. Previously, we might have been just happy just to be there and attend and be in those moments, but I think, you know, we want to win those tournaments now, especially coming off the back of last year. But I think it's huge. You see the spectacle that it's become. It's been one of the best World Cups that we've seen, so just hopefully it carries on.
Clint, it's your first time speaking with us on BBC Alpa. How are you settling into your new job as Aberdeen manager?
Really well, I'm enjoying it. Everybody at the club's been fantastic to me. The club are really getting behind the team, so yeah, I'm enjoying it.
You got off to a winning start on the opening day of the season. How do you build on that win against Motherwell now?
Well, we just got to keep doing what we're doing, and the girls have been fantastic in training, so we just have to keep taking confidence from each result that we get, and I'm sure that if we do that, and then we'll perform well each week. If we perform well each week, then who knows? Who knows where we can go.
What kind of test are you expecting from Rangers today?
No, listen, they're a good side, aren't they? I mean, they're up here. They'll be up here come the end of the season, and it will be a tough game for us today. We expect that, but one we're looking forward to. So we know they're a good side, and we're as prepared as we can be for this game.
Sian manager aan de henoch Toshik. He's here to for Njolige Claire Gemmell. Claire, what a day for women's football today. We saw the World Cup final earlier on. Fortunately for the Lionesses, they missed out. But what does it say about where the game's at in Scotland and the UK?
It's just unbelievable, isn't it? You look at England winning the Euros last year, and then they've got into a World Cup final, but just the World Cup in general, I think it's just been fantastic. Just some of the surprises, the holders went out, Germany went out, probably nobody was expecting that, and I just think it's captured everybody. And what a day, what a tournament, you know, for the women's game. And I just think it will be onwards and upwards from here.
What a season we had domestically here in Scotland last season. It went down to the last game of the season. How do you think we can replicate that drama and excitement again?
I think it's difficult. I do think it will be close this year again, absolutely. I mean, I think Glasgow City, Celtic and Rangers all have immense talent in their squad, and I do think it will be between those three teams again, but it definitely will be close. Whether it will come down to the last minute of the game is another question, but absolutely it's going to be a close run.
It was an incredible day at Ibrox. We were there on the last day of the season. With Rangers missing out on the league, how much do you think they were hurting after that, and do you think they could use that to their advantage this season?
They probably were hurting. I think obviously they won a cup, but I think if you asked them, they would probably see that they underachieved last season, not getting Champions League football especially. But it's just something, it's done. They can't change it. They need to look forward, and yeah, I'm sure they'll be hoping to win the league this year, but whether they can do that remains to be seen.
Teams are nearly in the tunnel, so just with kick-off fast approaching now, Claire, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen today? Do you think there's going to be a tight game, or will it be an open game with lots of goals?
I expect Aberdeen probably to sit deeper and try and frustrate Rangers. I think if they come out too much against them, I think they'll leave too much space in behind, so I can't see them doing that. But it's whether they can just limit Rangers' chances and then take their own. So I'm hoping for a good game, and we'll see what happens.
Great stuff, many thanks. We'll hear more from you throughout the match and commentary. Ach, draste as sin tolgal soos. Gynne spirish geur nech arish ha tolkar sturig from the game. Aleko Henley.
Sinna bhína chalam tapalesa ó Geimrug Australia go fáir the show on the governor now for Hannah to go Christie for it da short sa sheet hacking I rute ken fuer it ne peilskin green show I guess Joe Potter a coach that Rangers Genoa slee mach I guess coaching ure I could ask skip a show I can ma ellige de gele I guess München Parach München merke game there Victoria in the dash for Cook bin a krinje der very quick is on Shalom Noag is the vengi Jew I guess the reach of the tussen Skippy and a mach the fat ke Duval Nicky Doherty is skipper do like Rangers they doing do I guess Nadine Hansen skipper the Copperrain the torch skip achs and a mach the fat Richard McLaughlin Jim Mach is on Rangers I guess at the doll on the straight it Hoshach the game I guess Mayach who da skipper to the funarig Asker skipper or a berry and kind of bingy so who told the nice Spartans just as a high Toshachig I guess Rachel Rowe took him kind of bingy and Rangers I guess Joe Potter is crude or to the skipper through that you cool care tarsing a vian undinje is cool of Gish I can know you shouldn't have had the issue you Clinton Lancaster either new Rav new should the kummer get the skip back and I guess new large kuchach when a skipper in your ground top on the mar 3 kagajach in the high Laura Holden, she's a quick at Nura, and I can say he took him from the Bengi, Eva Thompson, but she's stay I can know Connie Hannah Stewart, I guess Bailey Hutchison, she's a skip Achkison. Each of that, he's walking Jack in the high, Kuchuk, son of Dara game at the city of Sibs, Ryan Kennedy, hacking your ears to do Asavian. I guess skipper, Copperrain. Nadine Hansen, Jennifer Slee, Suas, Maravis, Nicky Doherty, a skipper, Oud, like Rangers, Claire Gemmell of Oscar Minish, and that's one of the changes, immediate changes Joe Potter has made. She's changed the captain, so wonder what the thinking behind that was.
She's obviously come in and she's had a look at the squad, and she's clearly liked whatever Nicola Doherty brings to the team. It's not just on the pitch, it's off the pitch. She's very experienced, she's a really good player. Folk look up to her and she is a leader, so I'm not surprised she's got the captain's armband, and I think she'll do well.
I was doing an keer Canarton as a skipper. I guess Gijekos the Beach, Nicky Doherty a Shin Clinton Lancaster, manager Oud, I Copperrain. He had manager Lanunya had the Achkison. I guess the skip Achkison at Lanan Kerkel. As ik deed, Chidach Mastanchie game. I guess with that Tronny in the game in the new Rangers said Hasten a Kajach. A fiskery dames of his achkel of the fiach in the look at an euro just that you pringen a horde von a Skippy and Mora and a 3 Skippy and Mora. I guess Rangers Jishalason the game a good getall. Kirsty Howard Edash me and a pathkit. Kirsty McLean. I guess and a click at an alka like Rangers fine Coramilla Jew. Nicky Doherty the Val Duval stay on a Vian. I guess Sue's kind of noise of in it. You can't son Howard with the stay of the Gulu. I guess Leo Hardy, je bekken in de coole show, Julie, Laura Berry, Fashka Rakanui, Chelsea Cornet, who da hurl, now Spartans, Jack and Zachai, me and a pathkip. Hardy, Calvary, me and a pathkip. Over, via de Gershoes lijnen. Tot Gida gemaakt. Moet ik niet op de Gershoes go. Francesca Ogilvie. Laughlin. Dus die is into Hardy, Shanine voor Smaak. En zie het vorm te klooi over. Bal de Gershoes lijnen. Ga je de goal Stevie en een paardje gaan skippen. Nadine Hansen. En dan chase het Javui de Dash, de Rangers. Cornet. Go McLaughlin. Dash. Go 5. I guess Cathy Hill is je maskashin in de huid dan. Quite bullig cornet als je fijn zegt het thrown. But this doesn't look the most comfortable of masks, does it, Claire?
No, it doesn't. I actually seen Catherine Hill before the game and she was saying she had to wear the mask, so I don't think she's too chuffed about it.
Wel, zo hier het gaan maken. Ik ga nelen. Balke jarige dash. I guess je de geduvelien. Laura Berry down via in de Shakira tool and yeah, mate, just lightning quick on the break, Claire, and Laura Berry, she's such a promising young player, and every time she gets these kind of opportunities, I think she was trying to set that up and she was unlucky it came back off her in the end.
She's come through the academy at Rangers. She is very direct, very, very quick, so Aberdeen are going to have a handful with her. So every time she gets the opportunity, she's just going to drive forward and either, as you say, try and shoot or try and square it.
And the Aberdeen keeper, Faye Kirby, on loan from Liverpool, involved early, and it's probably one of the biggest signings that Clinton Lancaster has made, getting a goalkeeper with a lot of pedigree, so that presumably will help them as they try and stabilise themselves in the top division.
It will. I don't think you can actually underestimate how important a goalkeeper is in a squad, so she'll give them a lot of confidence to go forward and push on. So yeah, I think she's been a great signing for them.
Just the race with Liverpool, look at 3 toasting guys, the WSL. En ik heb me gezien nu Chelsea Sheik, look at the pair over the far, maar zijn maar komen ze voor je play ook, is nu van Giuk. Gaan hele Jenna 5 fijn groen hoe je ta de val kutje. Mag go McLaughlin. Cornet, just the val, wacht Morrison, kind of dash. Kan niet pitchen voor Hansen in de koele. 5, schoolige mag go. Nicky Doherty. So it's the line, Jodie McCleary, who da hurl now Spartans to Jack and Zachai. Cornet. He's the East, Rowan Rangers. With the clear, you shot caught him, guy. I stop a rolling car. Like he can how it opened up excellently for Mia McCauley there, player. Just maybe the final decision making lacking.
It is, it's just she doesn't get the pass right at the end, does she? But again, such a good young player, very, very direct as well. I think she's one for the watching for the future, but she just doesn't get it right there, but it's definitely the right idea.
You feel that's going to be a key part of Rangers' development this season, Claire, with all these young players, Mia McCauley, they're all 17, 16-year-olds, Jodie McCleary as well. Could be a big season for them.
It could, and I think the club's got the right idea to bring the youth into it where they can and give them experience. It's about giving them the right amount of experience and not throwing them in the deep end, but I definitely think it's a good thing that they're doing, bringing in this youth and giving them a chance.
Laura Berry, misschien fijn hier het heel vaak bij zich rechtje en we krijgen nu Spartan zei je dat ik het ga. En skemmetje maar zo bij de zulig ik ben het goed dan ook als in kere. Je gaat hem aan geven ik het fijne leap in het deur. Rein via de hier doen ze achter en ook als zoals van Geesje de Vaulag. Ik heb opgekomen Hutchison. Zien ze Kruij. China State. Doherty was really sure. I guess Gadikishin. No quarter given there, but to be fair, really sure just got up.
The two of them, you know, just not giving up on that, and Nicola Doherty was making sure that was going out. But yeah, credit to Shore, she took it well and just get back up on her feet.
McCauley, she can define Suez, the line Yeshik, Rangers of the East. Ogilvie and Ash could pick and Kuchimura, McLaughlin, who was come off tack the Jenna with the Vokes after you McCauley weer puchtig zo is pikken als looijes aan de bouwlijn in Ash. Al wat gehaast, hij val McCleary. Jim Tarsing, kan je bevoksen. Richard McLaughlin, McCauley, Suri, deze haast. Jenema, ja, fijn zeggen, die is. Korem Czech, Korem zeggen de Czech. Die is gepoering gewijn Czech. McCleary had je goed. Real Hardy. He is very fair. But again, Claire just emphasises the talent that Mia McCauley has, and she seems like she's got the beating of them up this right-hand side for Rangers.
Yeah, she's a fantastic young player, and I absolutely like she's got the confidence to just take her on down the wing. And again, you know, Aberdeen, that was offside, but they need to be careful. They weren't really aware of where Jodie McCleary was there, so they need to kind of get that sorted, or they're going to find herself with the ball in the back of the net.
Kirsty Howard, Lisha, hier deur bij het hartje squashen de val, ze brengen je dat in het. Rangers, Chelsea Cornet, McLaughlin, Diesche, McCauley, Suur, Elaine Viesch. Koen uit de goede trap, die geeft Ishe een bal. Staat, ska jarige dash, kom McLaughlin. Cornet, die vluchtig draaien. Shechat en Hardy, hij is draaien. Kan trippelen, de Pico Kirby. Kirby tjechuk, Kali sochke, Kaspik en Jikken, tjechelijk alles skippertje, sochterge. Natuurlijk was in het coole Chelsea, nog een de Vinik, Mr. McLean, Morsen een beetje Juval, de Hardy, Gileo de Feese Voxe, Paulitje en Tarsing is van McCleary, I guess. What a berry, Fiach die scoopige Darakac. Again, a good flowing move, Claire, and that's probably a difficult one, just to wrap your foot around that and get on target.
Yeah, it was almost behind her, wasn't it? It's really, really difficult, but she's already past the front post as well, so it's unlikely she's going to score from there, but she's getting into good positions.
Ryan Fiach in de Pijl, Ed Nakoran, en je ziet de Peli Hutchison, zijn Kiri, de skipper, close het zo, ze vinden het Ashkar, stok je aan het zin en is je gaat put into Chloe Gover. Karstein in de val. Ashik McLaughlin, I guess Nishchik Jenna 5. Hill. Die zal nog wel eens tegen de val gaan put into Jodie McCleary. Mal stay, Joe but Joe Potter get that I do wel. Get the list of Vazelis. The club, I guess it's the Nashente. Suur vrij verzaamd de Rangers. Dus we zaten gezegd op een rij, had de tripletje groeg gegeven. Dat je voelde dash de Rangers. You'd imagine Clinton Lancaster won't be too happy with that from their own throw-in. They've created a problem by giving away a free kick. They have to do much better when they do have possession.
Yeah, you don't want to be wasteful because, as I said at the top of the show, I don't expect they'll have a lot of possession, so when they do have it, you want to make sure you're doing something decent with it. So yeah, that probably will really frustrate them.
Well, at the Bosch in your Chechat, Shaw Kuchuk. Hardy, in the finest thing and a boxer. Madison Finney, Gianna Clichatan Olka, you left Shep and Giak, me and Yelena Gianaka. Oh, nach Kavi Lan, the Jew, me and Yelena Gian, Amy Black, Madison Finney, it's Chloe Gover Drew, that quick goal, I guess, dashing it and Tarsings, Rockilior is the son, Ruinyith, Kathy Hill, and is Nadine Hansen, a Kumal Sule shot, Purinyi, Aini Darakac. Maybe a fully fit Kathy Hill would probably have gone with that with her head.
Yeah, probably she would have. She loves a header, doesn't she? Loves a goal from a header. But for me, from Aberdeen's perspective, I'd like to see a little bit more organisation at a corner. It just seems a wee bit frantic and all over the place at the moment.
Cornet, Galadiesh, Thierry, Kirsty Hibbert, Gol, McKenna, Vachju, was het de dash voor Francesca Ogilvie, a geen oorsen het Chechat Zuurreep. Sin tamalteach chuteach fan teala achas an draíon op a chrúi I liscipa a goparéin agus an orsan taran hewad go lár agus a seáil a ggéinach ceistin mór eile gan a léna díana a goparéin. Collie Caint Jean a roiin a McCunnis go leor a léon sin gorama sa bhógsa agus feiscid á a bhógsa bhíc. Seo agus Dean Hansen sa ráta a sin just an fiochan dí fáinnig an Ricard Ascolá. Ici Docherty Núji Stína son Rangers. On it, Dash van de Jigléiche. Agus gan roiin McCunniff, Nicky Docherty Chile Gadash go Jenna 5. Mi géad go tín fer a chluiche ag oparéin é díomháil, just Broderick agus bheit sin na sata isteach a Rangers. Hardy. Ríist Docherty sin tarsing mí an na páthce scuúlú a chluiche Macaulay ríist stúr é dúsa. Rúta an gud a ddíchte chaiad, rúta an dhéana dhéo sin. But I can't actually be there in a chuadia. I guess I missed that. Kirsty McLean. Habit. Dolphin Elena. It's big and Carach Kishin. The three is Madison Finney. I guess the Gogan of Dol. Leo Parain. But again, Claire, it's a good example of how Rangers use the whole width of the pitch to develop the move. And that's something that Jo Potter has talked about. She wants the play to be much more structured.
Yeah, she does, and you can see, as I said, it's on both sides, isn't it? Both Mia Macaulay and Jodie are getting so much time, so Aberdeen, I think, really need to try and isolate in the wider areas to prevent them coming out and going to the other side.
Klein, tune there for Nijak, the Shane, the pick and triplet, Mia and Pathkit. Eva Thompson, who had big and the Vulia Shinchich Garchan corner Chile Gadash and Houghton. Clean, good game with Ash Gadol, some Rangers. Docherty, Sheffield did McCleary, Suez got Laura Berry. Glitchen a Galia, Shiap and Gia Gachstoff and the Riki, Passic and Machinke. Sin a cín se scéalach cén chun na charéolalas agus a ríos Joparéin le roiin éad na clíochen agus pass ceart. And again, it's decision-making clear. It's not often we see Aberdeen posing an attacking threat, but there were options in the wide areas there and the pass didn't go there.
There was an opportunity there to lift the ball over the Rangers defence out towards Ogilvie. Then it's a foot chase basically between her and Rachel McLaughlin for the ball. They need to get their head up and see where the space is.
Tweede trippeltje van het de hoekje gekeld. Docherty toch van een lijnen. I guess Paul daar op de moon. Nou bij 10 keer ruus toch de melk bij en een maat krijg met. Je mag van een goal, wat je die straf voor de machtel. Giedig komt McCleary. Kuchem sheer, jullie gedasher. McCleary, John Maat, daar de boksen. Dit is Jacques Howard, tegen Savalou. Chain for Kirby. It's a good save in the end, but she's probably making amends for her poor kick out in the first place.
Exactly, it was straight to a Rangers player, wasn't it? And as it's a good save, she gets across well and tips it round the post. How many times have you seen one of them going in? So, yeah, she's made amends there.
Well, en jullie gaan naar Poelen gevallen haast. Bij je die voor een lijn, hoe die torn het, gaat hoe die Poelen gevallen van. Ze moeten de Rangers Praga, let get haar bal. Docherty Sunisha, Laie, Savel en Maile van Kirby. I guess Aisha had to be trying Mr. Minich and forget it. Isaacing genoeg in te Nicky Docherty, bouw de boel lily. Casgli, Gemal Archer, dat is Drew Havel over shit for Kirby. Hansen, Suas van een nui. Die is nog McLaughlin. Doherty. Steek McLean. Out the level. I guess say first and a fine asle sin sa het oprug. Parsing het eerst. Klein skippel te drips falla van Hannah Stewart. I guess the mag. Good Doherty. Ik er al nerd genoeg. Ik was een pick and jick in het ash. McLean. Suas go Howard. Drew Hughes. Motion Tune the falla. Madison Finney. Tarsing. Macaulay. Karen in the cool look. I guess the cool look. McLaughlin. I guess Cornet with the Struvavi in the parket. I guess it is Kirby. It's been a really good spell for Faye Kirby Clare, and going back to the previous save from Nicky Doherty, we know Nicky Doherty can hit these, and it was a really good block coming through a whole lot of bodies.
It was initially as well for the corner coming out, having the ability to go and punch it. And then obviously it falls to Nicola Doherty, who, as you said, has got more than a strike on her, so she does well to palm that down. She's started really well for them.
Sin misneach gaib agus fémi at Jickley hí anna dúhún de dú agus a triplet shot back op ar ein click at in the lár ticht muie vokse agus sin de skarm en a goedsuur Lancaster Jack gad gakissen goedemach. Both coaches given their instructions, I'd imagine Joe Potter would be happy enough, and Clinton Lancaster were looking to get the players to just be a bit more careful in possession when they do have the ball.
I think it's about being more careful in possession, but I also think when they're defending their own box from crosses, I do think they're a little bit all over the place. I think they need a wee bit more structure in what they're doing. It just seems to be bouncing around, and every second ball seems to be falling to a Rangers player. So I think Joe Potter probably be the happier of the two, but again, Rangers probably have had the chances to score a goal.
Really short has to find corner van a goed zegje. Amy Black the goal go cool the duel. I guess he koshach chumichal na paad geen la pullach selle de willy dat hele gedaan shed no dat al januari is toch dat kan pikken je kan hele son Coramarchi hier reach pikken a su snelle nish Rain she has gegener geta drast agus Coram shot the Rangers Prague ala de sin McCleary de geval af wat tripletje genoorsen te dash de op een Black het asje de vaak en is op een dash van een gelukkig niet te goed vet zij wel kiezen Klein Doherty de hasje gaat McCleary de vermoeisje in Farlaton McCleary lee Room McKellen ook al Rui Jimsy boksen hij is Broderick staat daar waar Rangers kan het zuur de persoon gaat doen dat Cleary smunjen krijgt de taringen daar zijn ik heb blikje dat kapitein hier smunjen krijgt zuur wil je want dit die bal de val Cornet koprige Masha is hij afstaat gedaan Agus si heen skasti hebben de koprige skanjal je gaat de boksen agus Chelsea Cornet hoe het daar hul the new Spartans again together could have goed shot during the east and Claire banging for a double last week, and as soon as she hit that it was the sweetest connection, and there was no way even Faye Kirby was going to stop that.
It's an unbelievable strike. She's done it her entire career, to be honest with you. And as you said, started the season with 2 goals last week. Right there, picks up the ball, links up with Kirsty Howitt, and the first thing in their mind that comes back to is to shoot. And it's a bullet right into the corner. The keeper's never getting there. Absolutely fantastic strike.
It's a corner. I guess fijne mol of Joe Potter die wel. Wat je gaat opgesnok, je gaat erheen. En dan is Kirsty Howitt zo'n oorsen brak. Toi, ja, ik staat gereden zijn. Ze zijn het heel, haar Rangers hebben moeite van hier die jack. Hij is haar torschen niet het minach. Dus doe dat ik het ha. Het is beginnen moeilijk te op eentje dat je naar wat te vieren die zachter gestig in de game. Hij is het meidelijk goed. Is Rangers te kiezen. Short, de grondpik is die aan de paadje. Hier Thompson Sheehan in een lijstje taas. Hij is je dash. Cornet. Lummelaan misnach ganis. Tarsing gaan skip a wegje. Nicky Doherty. Cleary. Brach fast woekje. Stukko Eli short. Hier gaan nu ringe woord dat ze gaan zoals live is. Hardy. Daar gaat komen. Cleary. Lachlan. Misschien de passen bij Kiri Vloetje. Kiri Lischkel heeft Cathy Hill. Yes. Pass Kerr. Chloe Gover. Too fast voor Doherty. Kaskulie gemaakt. Kom Cleary die vouwelijk wil pick and room. Shachat de Black. Clay in de Noorsten. De vijf die opgezet. Tarsen kan McCauley. Hij fijn Chimichel. Ogilvy. Yes, dan ik even alive. Schöne haar reetje de kra. Alweer line goed. Yes, Mina geschint Rachel McLaughlin. Gives us another chance to look back at this goal, Claire, and interesting to see Joe Potter's reaction after this. It was like she had been telling her to get more into those forward areas, so it looks like she's following those instructions to the letter.
I think it's something she should have been doing more of. I think last season, you know, probably there wasn't enough going forward from a lot of the midfield. So I'm not surprised that Joe Potter wants more from her, because she's so capable of scoring from these positions. So I'm glad, you know, she's got there, because it's some strike and, you know, some goal to get the first goal of the game.
3-2, let's see it daar, yeah, my son Chelsea Cornet. Hier you hoshachtansje in de deze en Yisha. Zat ik eens check me loyal en je laat je aan het olie op een als ze hier het lezen. Ogilvy de pennisige. Hardy, Rash kom McLaughlin. Cornet, Gallagher in Saveltje, Rashko, Jenna Fife hadden we gemassagd ze game ik shot. Abbott. Ryan Rash, Smach, McLean, Tarsen, McLaughlin, Stinland, Room, Mike Rangers in een kleertje in een vaatje. Scott, Kirsten McLean. Abbott, Soel voor de boeilig van McLean naar de koel. I guess the notion of the lake Ellie Short. Eerst Tarsing Vian at je cool. I guess Macaulay Gairi Tra Gaia Juval wach kasten en vallen boipach haast. Doi had ik in de pinje gevoelde dash. Really short Tunedijk. So the eerst van de te Hannah Stewart doors Lair. Black. Achko Broderick. Stewart. Nog toe dat trein drop at. Cathy Hill as a rod, as Norsen, Eva Thompson lay. So through it. It's a hard shift for the likes of Bailey Hutchison up top for Aberdeen today. Hardly had a touch so far, and you see her there urging her teammates to push out, to be closer to her, but it's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done. It is hard up there, but just a second ago, she was actually 1v1 with Catherine Howe. If they can just find her, get the ball, she's got the pace, and I think she's in and go 1v1 with Jenna Fife.
Well, die Kiri Shiddevis en Sjár een chicken met Jönsje en Gauw naar de goal she is picking nach maar is ik in naar Jevi Korman. Hij komt zich het lijn. Hul, je de gek is gaan in het op de maar en de Stuart ligt het rest hul. Maar 3 kinjonen het hosch die gamesje. Gaat het heel, hij zijn stinje in de goal, goed is terug aan. Cleary, Stinken McLean. Hele nog lasje, een gier gejuich. Cornet, Vintage Macaulay, de bemoeie. Hij de goal tegen de biancategorie of Hardy, McLean, Machko McCleary, Broderick, McKinney. Hier dash voor Hardy toch en achel fee met Jorre. Hardy toch in de line. Agus fijn hier de posje. Goedje. Had je goed. Ach Hardy schuld in kunnen een jiesje vragen goed gaan doen. Ze ook gaan de line kutje. Agus black. Nou met je maar. She's is around there. En dus de posje binnen de val, agus die is slaan kientje, maar de Kirby get de va. McCleary agus toch in de quick dan de Rangers de vader ging karo. The finish toch Shinyo Takri is on the finish. I think the Rangers players were feeling there was maybe a case for a penalty there, clear, but did she push her or did she maybe go to ground too easily? Didn't look like there was too much in it.
I don't think that's a penalty. I don't think there's anything in that at all. The keeper comes out to just try and win the ball and then she's going for the second ball. She's down too easy for me.
Seo ball na sin ni Suska Hutchison. Hienes Hill agus ated the Boshan Ian. See the dash of the finish of it. Ach ek gaan hele Billy Hudson tja fine is aske de line agus ated the Boshan Ian as sin. It of good finish. Lachlan it fall up. Norsen but we mooie vokse Karen Nishnichelva Chloe Gover, but some encouragement there for Aberdeen, Claire. They have finally managed to get the ball up to Hutchison and she's shown when she gets in around that box she can cause problems.
She can cause any defence problems, and Catherine Howes had to slide in and put it out for a corner, so they need to try and get it to her more. I think she'll be so key for them. And then they've got the corner from it. It's broke, yeah, it's not came to anything, but it is certainly promising for them.
Stocker en Ravigashin could the Rangers give him at the Daratul line a shot you vowel hele Matthew McLaughlin Macaulay Kachumaliste Ishaliste up Eddie is the here to there's Karam to go up around Jailikish again. Clear, it's just that first touch that lets Laura Berry down.
It does, it's a great move, such quick transition down the wide area, and it's just a first touch takes it away from her and it allows Kirby to come out and collect. Like Caprain, Brew and Haas, the Barach of the Nudhul, Dale Skinnelishin, Chelsea Cornet. Kus Roin and Alan Suasalina, Broderick, Gronka Gadashka, Gronka Gamach, I guess. Chinchika Kumal Huchamara. Wat ik een mag je dag Unje Kun, je Rangers daar het hul. Lachlan, Macaulay Kairi, hij de godash, gewoon Jigley, kust je fijn te tenen, goed als een 3 beetje goed, nusje bal het al vatten. Dus kom een Cleary, goed de fall up. Hier het gerische Jule, Amy Black, pikken te veel in de straat. Daar is de vaste kan je vatten nusje. Hij weet dat Gronka is, hij put in je op Hardy. In de wijn Tarsen kan McLaughlin geta. Collie Marisage. Iedere mooi. Schachat het ook al wie is tegen de via. Kan het. Ik is toch roem me zo. Ik toch het. Ik is hier die val. Kan het. Die McLaughlin Chine de mooi. Vashenko Habit, Brunyi, ein Versmachs ab, Nishka Hutchison, Nish, Hienes Hill, and the race, Hemi Tach, Juval Kogel, shot Karam to go up around, and Luring Yen Versmach, I guess I'd Archim Falav, Bro at the Mach. I guess I got him, Kyle. Again, it's just down to that first touch, that decision making, isn't it, Claire? But it was good play by Hutchison again. Made the run, then they had runners up, and if she had just been a bit more decisive and taken that earlier before she went too wide, she might have got the shot away on target. It's a fantastic play by Hutchison, just driving at Catherine Howe. I think she's got the better of Catherine Howe, so I think she needs to try and do that more. And a great switch of play. It's just Ogilvie can't find her feet properly and ends up tripping over the ball, and I actually think she's hurt herself, but it's the right idea.
You do in a pitch like this, if you stand on the ball, you usually twist your ankle or your knee.
She does look in some discomfort actually.
Agus tripla te shot go par ein. Die skipperach Francesca Ogilvie agus the tripla gonna an jeruach gekuchach ga. Die eerste kale a chorm te chachke dag go de mag gonna gluchet aan enke. It is a sign of progress for Aberdeen though, Claire. This is the first full-time manager they've had, so it just shows the ambition is there, and now they have to give him the resources to build the side.
They do, and I think it's a statement from the club to bring in a full-time manager. I think they recognise, you know, that the league's moving on, and I think that they have to also move along with it. So it will be what resources they can put in place for them to try and build this squad. Obviously they've got some semi-professional players, but they need to continue to build in that year to year.
Draast speaking corner to give Thompson ach be dwolach in again Ogilvie haast it a lot I guess mag het koor I guess toch gefema aardige jeno I guess aardige 60 minutes en haast de fallabo de unie I guess kan kolach gebille fisker ak Ogilvie shachat shot off a rúne the Jedig Hile Colach Cafemat Francesca Ogilvie Hookal Farna Pathke I guess Gevolg hij tiny begad ik gonna hurpren we shisse with the vowel and we vier in de fijnike I guess met je Kali Sochke Katorje ik was gezien shin tak na smisse shin ging koram stoche sule dasje de deel. Never get tired of seeing this goal again, Claire. It gives us another opportunity to look at it. It's the only goal in the game so far, and it's fit to win any game, this one.
It is, it's just fantastic play. It's really good link-up play. It's quick, that's what makes it so difficult for Aberdeen to try and get around the ball. The return to her, and she just fires it into the corner. You see Jo Potter there, she looks delighted when that went in.
She will be wondering though how they've not managed to add to that goal. She will want them to be a bit more clinical. It was something we touched on time and time again last season, that Rangers had so much possession, they just didn't put teams away, they weren't clinical enough. So that's one area where and I know they have been working on this in training.
It probably will be, because if you look at how much possession they've had in the areas where they've had possession and in towards the box, crosses in, cutbacks, and they're just not connecting, not finding the right pass. So yeah, I think that is what she will be disappointed in, and she'll be looking for more from them.
Francesca Ogilvie got her het Kelnil in de paadje. How much of Isha Kevil Fiskericht gezegd, hij is toch een keer mag. Fresh, maar ze gewoon anders een kwintje leeg met ruplatje aan een game de baan gezorgd. Ik lig het aan het al verlangse. De kosten van mijn gewoon gezorgdje. Dus ik heb het haar gegeven in Jano. Dus ik zie aan de raad of je had de Shia tot net Laura Holden China. Lig het aan uren. Ga ik voor Cheltenham Town. Dit hou ik. Watch it. Komen zulke technica gemeen paadje. That's another of the new signings that have come in, Claire, and Cheltenham Town ladies. A midfielder with a bit of physicality and good technical ability, and probably a good substitution from the coach.
It will be. I'm sure she'll be more than capable in there, and it's probably, as you said, it's what they need, a little bit of physicality. Somebody with a good engine for this game, particularly if they're looking to break forward.
Draast nu doen aan Kita. Rangers het al Junsi natuurlijk op rij. Perry tegen de tune daar gaan Norinji. En Michel. Madison Finney. Ik heb doorgelegd. Stewart. Ik heb maar de stegen lijnen. En Orson en Norinji tune tegen Faller is Kita. Laughlin. They go Hardy. Good Cornet. En Savina Chapka. Loos het gaan doen fout. Ik heb de voorkutje gaan doen. Je gaat ze leeg op rij. Is genoeg zich boele genoeg bijna vallen. Is Berry aan de kiedig de dash. Je toch wel waar. Ik kan kuien halen dus hij nooit op een. Misschien kan goed gaan smoren. Dus kan je gesloos het aan zoals de lijnen. Really sure. De trap had hij gewoon zat hij gestrecht. De weg had de bal gehouden, de Gide gemaakt, de hartje dash, de Rangers. En skippelt de Kirsty McLean, die is je mee aan de paadje, Tarsenko, Cornet, College en Stefan Gleeg. Ja, is de Noorse en Nurple hebben het, ik is de die is Kirby Sonaatje Gerst. And again, Claire, it's Mia McCauley making the difference, just coming in from the side, just giving that extra player, and again, it's a good save from Howitt.
It's a really intelligent run in off the line. To lose our marker, it's just the end product's not really came to anything. It's right at the goalkeeper, but the movement's really good from her.
Die is zat tegen de fijne steed, cool de lijnen. Cara maak je gaan hele McCauley, le cheval Tarsing. I guess. Toch Tarsing het goed in juiste mag. Als je een vijfje Chalav, Shin, de Ogilvy. I guess fijne malen van de luchttijdje Rangers. Dave Hall, is het al Shias Tunnel. En toch is nog bij de teruggorstige. De lijnen, geweest, gaan je in je vastgeleerd, dat had je een goedje gezien. Hill, Rowan, goed is dat de vermoeie machine heeft, wel Ashko 5. Hill. Klein, aantal keer aan de zie geen channel meer in de paadje. Ik stuur degene mag het triplets. Kiri en Laura Berry, alles stuur Shaguti, hoek aan zeggen. Het Kirby, die is Shakaramal. Ik is galig. Het Berry. You could see what Laura Berry was trying to do here, Clay. She looked to lift it over Kirby, but to be fair to the keeper, she does well to smother her the initial effort.
She does. It's a fantastic ball by Kirsty McLean into Laura Berry. It's probably too easy from an Aberdeen's perspective to get in behind there, but Kirby does so well to come out. I actually think Laura Berry's probably surprised it falls to her since it goes through the legs of the defender. And then the second one, she falls on her weaker foot, which is probably why she can't get much purchase on it.
Rangers se kranke ge doras, agus sin slúin a 6 minute in bhfuil úne corner to díis ball Tarsing ar a wave sin agus Annika for Chloe Gover agus the Boschen of his own. Mr. McLean had a slie move Galchin. Gilliard Legion got up, favour the ball in Tarsing. McLean ball doing. I guess I caught him like you fast the cool. Corner to Val, which in a stage a cool. I guess Khatu the Gilliard. Ball was there to be won, Claire, and Chelsea corner looked to be the one who was wanting to get something on it, but it was actually decent defended from Jess Broderick.
It was, yeah. They're actually doing a mixture of zonal and man marking, but the man markers, they're allowing folk to run off the back of them. They don't know where they are. It's just looking quite dangerous from every time Rangers get a corner, and it's something they're really going to need to try and sort out.
No, Skirrishin Partin Jack, dat is een manager achter's aan het gleeuwje. Ach, via de busje goed, dan gaat dat genoemd heel. Het jeder uit het alles tegen een Coig miniature Megiddo, getting here late, Hill, Ball Fatil, according to Son Berry, traps it, Brian Jellic, the Sheet Val, I guess that a ball, I guess Morrison, Brock, Kirsty Howitz, this Gerard. You can see why Kirsty Howitz unhappy there. She's saying the defender had her head down, so it was a 6 and 2 threes, wasn't it?
It's a difficult one. You know, she obviously thinks she's entitled to go for the ball, but the defender's putting her face down towards her foot. So I can understand the frustration, but the referee thinks it's a free kick, so they've been given it.
Jeanette, like a chip for Tiashin Yasmunya. I can't remember, Claire, a situation where Aberdeen have had a throw-in where they've actually managed to retain possession. That's a big problem for them over on that side especially.
It is, but Rangers are doing so well when Aberdeen do have possession in a wider area. They're completely quartering the pitch up. So it's so difficult for Aberdeen to get out. So that's obviously why they're finding it so hard.
De kringelige is er ook sterk heen op rij. Rangers puchtig is aan het daar het huil. Raleigh Union maar storing geeft. Dus die shot go. Met het doel. Shot Carmel at the corner. Tagus. Als Joetje nog eenmaal is hier het huil. Gaan het de Karashin Sasa. It opened up so invitingly for Chelsea corner there, Claire, and having done so well with the first goal, you'd have this is probably an easier chance in some ways.
Yeah, maybe now she scored that goal, you're not going to get stop shooting by the looks of it. But it's a great opportunity, and why not take it on? She just kind of leans back and it rises over the bar. But absolutely, why not shoot?
Het koppige gemaakt door de boxen. Shot Coram aan je heeft te go op rij en je goal. Zo is gaan leren. Pas kun je klooi goverschen naar wij tukje naar je hebt de bal voor de stetra. Nou, toonke ja. Kleed, ze wie 4 wat meer de paadjes van Rangers kutje. Cornet, schon daar geval abotjes. Docherty, bal vat uit die is. Perry, prachtig het al zo, ze shot. Alleen Gianna op rij en Janamaasje puchtig zo is. Janakine, je bal vatten, schachat rukken die prachtig het al zo is. Kirby, Gale Sochket. Shot Coram stoffen. Veteranica Hutchison. Lachlan Sarad. Habit, putting your shin inside. Blistchuk is knock a shot. Shot caught up to upper end. Hutchison, Nagasat Coenan. Mach, Agnoni, upper end. Coenan, Raleigh Union. Clinton Lancaster to the goal. I guess a Mach. Out of nowhere, Claire. Hutchison does get into the box, and it was poor play at the back, and Joe Potter can't believe that, but again it just emphasises the point we were making. Give her half a chance and she'll put it away.
She's so key to this team, and she's just proved exactly why there. You know, as you say, that Jenna Fife kicking the ball out, and it's just sloppy from Rangers really, and she latches onto it and takes her chance. It's a great through ball here. She's got good strength and she just slips it under Jenna Fife. It's nothing more than she deserves.
Laatje, I guess, stolte, bal, trooien. I guess, Akema Kinyanish. I guess, Hutchison, the kud op rein, Coeman. I guess, Shinachana get Leeunie. Rishke Fachke Moren, I can Shinachien, Ach J. Jeffer, a good Shinanistiano. There's on op rein. After the Mishnachig, Channel Leeunie, I can down. He met me Fachkelach, I can count Nillik and Hurl the How, G. the Hastoy, Pine at Ashcoen. Well, who that didn't hurl, and no, Rangers say this and a guy, really sure. I guess, you can do a Joe Potter, I should fat them, or Idolage, should always to the Highlight, the hurl, I should have Fashke Leeunie. Kirby, they should leap a macht. Nistig op een, tegen die Kumal Masho. Zijn 3 minuten. De Junje, het eigenlijk jiddig gedaan. Ja, Nurigef Kadesh, Hutchison, Sniaveslier, Shechat de Kroon, Glichet Dolgan Moshang. Laat het gedaan, dan Glichet en Shinna Kumal Boepen. Wel, ha, nadat ik Joe Potter en Ishkebi gemaakt het reality Leeuwje. Agus harutik en Ishek Clinton Lancaster de grimmig is en agus een kliekje dan een keer. Maar sorry, ik heb zo gemal het als daar die Broderick en een al gaan duwen. Hansen. Harsing. Madison Finney. Suizelene. Shachat is Hannah Stewart. Zat ik gestjech we aan toe op een. Hij is tolletje geljaar. Tilly gik in een gask. En een skile en machine. Het akel genegeerd le. Cornet with a key tuil de Rangers. When je gevoel signeert, dan hoort je ook al mee aan de paadje. De Laura Berry tune daar ergens zes toch een beetje aardig. Joe Potter, als je daar leek geweest en daar lig je daar heel de gaanje de paadjes aan een game zo geleerd. Hansen, Oscar Stewart, die is Hutchison. Is het je? Een prachtig, wel haar prachtig, dat zo is wat toen krijgen. Je zoel hoort Tarstins krijgen, zeg je krijgt heel een lijn die je gevolgd hebt bij de goaltje. Chick rollen. McLean. Inderdaad voor Howard. Macaulay, Zuiden die is, je gaat je bal, de lichtje haast. Cornet, Niske de Magje, McLaughlin, Tom McCann en je veel met Jorre, Niske tegen de kloetje. Dean Hansen, zwaar de fashion en gezegd, de professor is gaan vieren. Rangers college in de chicken, maar jede gas, koers de Kelnel in de paadje. En tundag overzag de game bij Chelsea Cornet en Rangers de goede koers. Skynja la Stewie fick het manage va Faye Kirby de op een goemal als de game nach Billy Hutchison jidda Leeuwje kud op een dash komen en je scoren shin dus nach Romoren het doel beschouwd Broadwood en open dat je wel Joe Potter en speel luchtig Rangers zulige gemanager van een skip achtersen ze daar Leeuwje shot als een komen Rangers se hun op een hun.
Wel, apert gamer Riviaki and Kurika Shaw geeft je bjach gedraaste voor Njolige Claire Gemmel. Claire, many thanks for joining me trackside here. What a game we've had so far. Talk us through your thoughts on the first half.
It's been really entertaining,
Yeah.
hasn't it? I think, obviously, as expected, Rangers have had the majority of the ball, and coming into the latter part of the half, I think Aberdeen started using the ball better.
Yeah.
Switch of play, Bailey Hutchison coming into play, and I think she's been key for them. I think she's been really, really good.
Yeah. Rangers started off with a bang, couple of early chances after 3 and 4 minutes, and here they are. Laura Berry, good chance, and Mia Macaulay as well.
I think Mia Macaulay in particular has been impressive down the right hand side. She's come up through the academy, a really, really good young player, getting into the box and creating havoc really. It's just the final ball at the end of the day has not been right.
The Rangers playing the width really well, aren't they, throughout the match?
No, they have been. They've been using both sides, and I think Broderick and it was Ogilvie initially before she got taken off. We weren't sure whether to go to Rachel McLaughlin or Nicola Docherty or stay with Jodie McCleary and Mia Macaulay. So it's been difficult for them, and I think that's why they're getting so much success in the wide areas.
Speaking of Nicola Docherty, she had a cracking effort from outside the box.
Well, it's it's something she loves to do, is shoot from long range, and she's certainly got it in her locker with both her left and right foot. She's unlucky there, but I think Kirby does extremely well to palm it away.
Soon after that, Rangers got the first goal of the match. Lovely give and go there between Howe and Chelsea Cornet.
it's something that Chelsea's got in her locker, isn't it? We've seen her do it over the seasons, and it's great play. She picks the ball up and she looks to link up with Kirsty Howat. But what impresses me more, she's not happy with that. You know, she's looking for the return, and she's only got one thing in her mind, and it's to shoot, and it's fires it into the corner. There's absolutely no way the keeper's going to save it.
And there's a lovely moment there between Chelsea and Joe Porter, the manager, as well, wasn't there? What was that about, do you think?
Probably that Joe Porter's been telling her to shoot more, and then she's scored that, and her basically giving her a smile saying, "Told you so."
Yeah, things were going really well for Rangers at that point, dominating the game. You could say they were in control, but then Aberdeen showed that they can be dangerous. And we spoke about her pre-match. Bailey Hutchison created a good chance for Francesca Ogilvie, and sadly she went off injured.
Yeah, it was a shame to see her go down injured, but Bailey Hutchison, as I said at the top of the show, is so important for them, picks the ball up and gets the better of Catherine Hill, and what a pass it is out to Ogilvie, who unfortunately just trips over the ball and then seen herself get injured as a result, but just gave a wee taste of what they're capable of. Yeah,
Rangers responded quite well. They responded quite well after that. They put the keeper under some pressure, and you mentioned in your chat with Alex throughout the match that Aberdeen needed a good goalkeeper, and we saw Kirby today pulling off some big saves.
I think she's been really good for them today, not just stopping shots but also coming out for corner kicks and punching the ball away. It takes a lot of pressure off your defence. I think it's really important to have a good goalkeeper, and she's proven her worth here. Yeah, she's comfortable coming off her line and very, very good at shot stopping as well. I used to be a goalkeeper myself, so I've got a bit of goalkeepers union going on here. I'm rubbish in goal, so I can't say anything at all, but no, she's been fantastic. Here with young Laura Berry going through in goal, and she comes out, she makes herself big, and then it falls to Berry's weaker foot, so she obviously can't convert, but I think she's had a really good half for them.
Yeah, she has. She's been very commanding, been very, very impressed with her, I have to say. Soon after that, though, out with the blue. We spoke about her pre-match, we spoke about a moment ago, Bailey Hutchison with a goal bringing things level here at Broadwood.
Yeah, and I think it's nothing more than she deserves, to be honest with you. I think Rangers brought it on themselves right enough, you know. Jenna Fife kicking the ball out, they can't retain the possession and it turns over, but it's good pressure from Aberdeen to win the ball back. It's a really good through pass, and I think Bailey Hutchison shows her strength holding off the defender, and then she gets the ball under Jenna Fife. It's a great finish.
Absolutely, and we saw a picture of Joe Porter, the Rangers manager, looking really disgruntled with the goal. What will she be saying to the players at half time now?
I think it's probably the manner in which the goal's been lost. She probably feels as if that was a situation they should have been in control in, and they've given the ball away in sloppy areas. So I think it'll be about tightening up at the back, not giving chances like that. But I think Aberdeen are going to have chances in the second half, because Rangers are committing players forward. Certainly from the back, Rachel McLaughlin and Nicola Docherty are pushing on, so the space is there for them.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll come back to you in a short moment, Claire, but has ni nesma dola chleintyn vo Catherine Hill agus Hoshinia Graimora, we can pick an herkin in a lash agus shot na Hoshti Dine.
Catherine, tell us how the team is shaping up for the new season.
Yeah, it's looking good. We've got a new manager in, new assistant coach. We've got staff there from last season, so it's kind of got that mix of freshness but also familiar people as well. So, and then obviously new signings too. So I think the squad's looking good. Everyone's in good spirits. So I think we're all just ready to get going now. Everyone's brought in their own qualities, and I'm really excited just to see how they all get on this year. I've got high hopes for every single one of them. I think they've all got different qualities that will be a strength to our squad.
And what has Joe Potter brought to the team?
Just what you would expect, experience first and foremost, playing at the highest level. She's obviously played for England at the highest level, but also for great clubs as well. So she's brought in what it takes to play at that level, you know, the off the pitch things, the expectations, the standards, but also a lot of information on the pitch as well.
And have you had some one-to-one conversations with her, what she's expecting of you?
Yeah, I spoke to her the first kind of few days, and then obviously she kind of spoke to the leadership group, so there's so many of us that are seen in the team as leaders, and put out what our expectations for us as a leadership group as well will be this season, and how we'll all be needed.
How do you reflect on last season and the disappointment at the end?
As a team, we set out with high standards at the start of the season. We won the trophy at the start of the season, and then the second half of the season was really disappointing. I thought we got ourselves in a good position in terms of being able to challenge on the last day, but
on the day we just didn't do enough. So we had to deal with the disappointment of that, and then the following week the disappointment of losing a cup final against our rivals, which is never nice anyway. So I think it was difficult having 2 really down weeks, to be honest, and then your last game is a defeat in a cup final, so you've got your full summer to kind of think about that. So it was hard, and I'm sure everyone took time to reflect and what they can do better, but hopefully in this season we can just use that disappointment and feel us on for this year. You know, you can't sit here and make up excuses. At the end of the day, we still had to go out and do a job and didn't do it on those particular games, but also other games as well. Probably just didn't score enough goals at times, and then a lot of draws. So I think it's down to a lot of things, but you know, I wouldn't want to pinpoint anything in particular. I just think as a whole we weren't good enough.
Yet on that final day of the season, you probably went into that final day in the best run out of the 3 teams. Do you think it was the occasion? Do you think it was fatigue? What do you think that day was down to?
It could be a mix of different things, to be honest. I think the occasion was good. That I know personally I felt a bit of a lift walking out to 10,000 people at Ibrox, so I don't know if it was the occasion. I think it could have maybe just been fatigue. It had been quite a long season. I think by that point that was about our 49th game, including pre-season, so it's a lot of football, not taking into account the girls who had played international games as well. So it could be fatigue, but at the end of the day every team's playing the same number of games, so again it's not an excuse. I think for whatever reason we just ran out of steam and ideas. I learned probably more last season than I have in the last 5 years of my career, just with the amount of disappointments that I've had personally as well, and as a team. So I think when everything's going well, you maybe don't reflect as much as you do when everything's not going so well. I think we've definitely learned, and you know, we just need to remember and realise from last year that it literally is one game at a time, and every game is as important as the other.
How much can you use it as a tool? How much can you use it as a determination to win the league back? Yeah,
I think Joe's kind of, you know, tried to drill into us not to reflect on last season. She doesn't want us talking about last season. So I think as much as we need to try and use the emotions and the disappointment from last year, I think it's also important that we just see this year as a fresh. We've got a new manager, a new coach, new players as well. So I think obviously that will be in the back of our mind, and we don't want to experience those feelings again. But I think also just having the excitement and new ideas and looking forward to that would be important for us as well.
And looking at the bigger picture of the game in Scotland, it was a title run-in that had people talking. And there's got to be winners and losers, but how exciting was it to feel part of something that was growing the game in general, that there was fans coming to the stadium, people who hadn't been interested in the women's game at all before were now talking about it. How do you feel about that element of it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I think, you know, a lot of my friends had been texting me and were saying if you're a neutral in this, it's brilliant, because I think people were trying to work out if this score goes this way and this score goes this way. Like, I know from supporting Rangers and watching the men's play, when it goes into the last game and you don't know who's going to win, it's so exciting. Even when I was going to the men's games and fans around me were coming up to me and saying, "He's still in it at the weekend." Like, it was great to kind of see the men's team supporters commenting on the women's game and actually taking that interest, because that's something that we've probably not had in the last few years. So it's great for women's football in Scotland, and I think last season we'll hopefully have got more people interested, and hopefully they'll tune in from the start of the season and get more and more people involved.
Catherine Hill on the Hennig Station. Bjerke draste voor Njollige ha called them a shot got in the path clear game. Clear, we just heard from Catherine Hill, Rangers defender there. Last year's captain, Nicola Docherty's this year's captain. How do you expect Catherine to respond to that?
I think Catherine will take it in her stride. The new manager's come in, and Jo Potter, and she's obviously seen something in Nicola Docherty that she likes as a captain. I don't think Catherine should take it to heart in any way. You know, I think she'll still be a big role at the club. It takes, although Nicola Docherty wears the armband on the pitch, it takes more than just Nicola Docherty to make the team tick. So she'll still have a big role in that, and I'm sure that she won't have her head down and she'll just get out there and get her job done.
Okay, Steph, we'll come back to you in a moment. We're going to hear now from Aberdeen manager Aberdeen, Clint Lancaster, Drasa Collie, Alec O'Henley.
With Callum, Clinton Lancaster, thanks for joining us. It's Alec O'Henley here in commentary. I imagine that goal from Bailey Hutchison just before half-time maybe changed the tone of your half-time talk to the players.
It did and it didn't. I thought we'd been playing well up until that point. I thought we defended well. We did have a lot of the ball, and so far we've done very well. So no, it was a good finish, but you know, we still got more to do.
What is the message to the players going into the second half?
Not just to believe in themselves. You know, they're a good team. They're a good team. We've done well. So just to believe in ourselves and keep going.
You had one player forced off through injury. What's the news on the injury to Francesca Ogilvie?
Still waiting for an update on Fran, but I'll hopefully get up at the end of the game. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Clinton Lancaster sin agus le bheithcin tí atá John Marchesacha Coparein i thoisecha de dar le agus anise tú go bhfuil i drum pic an a sear agus at fáinne dúil at cuanan tuachar leúne Rangers macha de fadce mar ha Capac Orison game aine ascutol agus well opedachgus an díanúnis agus Joe Potter a good amach mi Navarres le Barachas cocker and glúis be at the skull again. I mean, Navarres leis na bhachce gena bhail as a chiad le agus gadda cear a barach í nu dhu line agus operain u tíana amach inis agus rutica nachgus an éidir gramichat an nuringaibh sinna gheanú sinna dúil an gaisan cénig chatúad operain bh hannicad gana fiamh líg ping an nu gin gena tí skipi in a smúa an nalapa drásta hat a chúrsa sinna gheanú a chalé at the ille McCunniff is an fiachan de Shifuin Gashin Humal. Yes, Billy Hutchison who a turl that hole a Jackins a high, turl ille Jackins it. I guess I shouldn't the drech gemaat at the Yalish a good of the game set. I guess in the Dolashach and a Darley, and it's Gutierrez Hutchison. I call it for the Darley at all. It's on operating. Way to the Turk and a Kenya Kivil and Hadavan. The Pahor, the Fark. Is Shane Nijak. Sú hier nog éidir nuata agus Machling. Hutchison Dash agus Nisam Kasana that show Dash. I'm thinking of clicking at the operain the goal stegen a lé ag Rangers Rolua agus Femi Pili Hutchison Chile Dash agus show you know the ish. Daar up, daar le in a good getall. I guess Paul tot try can triplets go 5. Soos you see how it. Nothing the aim for smash guitar. And session skippel down Orson. Black is Kiriad Hannah Stewart. Can they find Schumichael Nicky Doherty? College Satagastach and Navarres could be kind to son. Play Boshan, if him Viriric le Satagastach. Stewart who had that total of Jackins a high Kuchach and now top on a mat. Prachtach Suez and now Stewart as an Oshay. Clear game of Ash called them spirits clear, and you can see that goal just before half time has just lifted spirits in the Aberdeen camp.
It has. They've started well this half. They're higher up the pitch. They're looking to try and get more of the ball. So yeah, it's definitely lifted them. We'll see if they can get more of the switches of play, which I think will be key in them attacking Rangers.
Hanson, when you could be in the path kit, Ashak Rangers. Clean. Stuurige mag gezien voor Chow. De Ashke de Leunen, al de mag. Thompson. Picking a Stina, a fakel shot. Jamie Black get a cool look. Stuart Torricher, Paul de Kalamach. Wat Karmik is toch gekozen te vallen van McCleary. Black die is going some Stuart in Charlotte Dahl. Picking a shot, se giet le. Skanker te kuma de buid na dava. Satte gestech Coparein. Roderick. Paul Mamach en een Duval. Looks like Aberdeen have changed their back line. Broderick's now gone to the left side of the back, so maybe a wee tactical change there at half time.
Yeah, he's obviously thought that she can maybe bring a wee bit more back there, maybe be more efficient So it looks as if they're still playing the same shape, just slightly personnel.
And just has to find a stay the cool look at that. Friede Thompson. Fashke the noise here late. Should Haring it ash in the path. You could Hugh J and Engine Clinton Lancaster. Fiach and the grey Machumalida. Finga shot. Fast Suring out. Cornet. Sinko McLaughlin. Coley. Rakubrig. All Riplachin. He douche and stocker it. Par Chilligana, Marachin, I guess, Francesco Ogilvy. College Gilly Ash, the Cassanay, Trutchich, and the Haydash, the Vingi, Gada the Hootens, Machstock, and the Bullock of Donis of Ashton's Union. I guess, well, him to tune and pick and J in the triplish machine. Cleary, which a ball was the color. Madison Finney, Asservat, I guess, kind of follow up. An impianish Rangers, via de strawn en een. Als je dat zegt, dus je doet morgen gaan, dan ga je dat puntje de show doen. Heb het. Je gaat die ook al chimmetje de finish en oorsen. En je terug weggevallen. Dat is een neurpechje. Het al zegt. We've talked about the response from Aberdeen, but the response from Rangers is going to be equally important, and Joe Potter will be looking for that as early as possible in the second half.
Well, I think they're lacking a little bit of intensity at the minute. I think Aberdeen have started the half better, so yeah, I think she'll be looking for more from them, because I don't think at this point they're probably giving enough for her.
Rangers tolletje, goede chick, gast, Suringai. Als de daar die Cornet, Schult en je kennis toch hier Rangers. Ben je gevoelde dash, hou het, Norsen kan goed tarsingen volksen. Hansen, fijne kelneke, hatjes in de dash, goed je gevallen. Cornet die is, Noringi bouw, vliegje dash, Storing, go, Doherty, ha. Tegen die McCleary, geschies alleen is de winnaar. Thompson, in de dash, tegen die poegeleg, staat er. Hier het crash, McCleary, kom al het al gedaan. Hill. Kan het komt al is je Vasquez in de hoed en vinden we dat. Daar schiet je bouw het al. Die is de pick and roll. Go Hardy. De pas in je position. Zo negeer ik. Twin voor een goed de back. Brian Jamie Black. Clean, Sonosh in de raad. Daar live Suez. Och, kleintje Kurame. Als de boksen nu in Isle, Doherty het alles steken. De boksen. Hill, strecht bij de hand. Fijne kelnike. En dat is de gronkelijk schachat. Dat is bij Brian College geloof, maar op jou mag schundig gaan. Yes, han ik het Joe Potter naar gelische talletje limera skippertje tasje is daar alleen. En is tasje de hoek allemaal van een goed, wat is een glisje gevoelig in. Hassen mee McCauley. Hill, McCleary. Hij is een erp. Behoud het, aard, hij is schachat. Looking for a bit more composure from your seasoned, experienced players?
Probably you are, yes. That's obviously our second shot in a matter of minutes. It's not that I'm discouraging shooting, I just don't think in probably that opportunity, certainly it was the right decision. You probably just better look to try and retain the ball and get a better angle either for ourselves or for somebody else. But yeah, a bit more composure wouldn't go amiss, I don't think.
Goed in de Rangers, Karen Wissal en Toshach. Daar alleen. Black, Thierry, Rowan, McKenna, en je dinges in. McLean, en ik spelen dasjes tegen de vinger. Díos de bhá. Stúdig Chimicha Lely Shores ga scuúla amach an a Divalco McLaughlin. Ball Gidach go Howard. Smuinich hier de neur blik elle fall af en oorsen kachliche Dashko Laura Berry. Yes, had Gidach de slukuk soe so lief met Leentje Jerake. Ik op er een, je ha. Ze vokste mijn gunje. Macaulay. Ashka McLean. Díos Roderick Sheen in a Catherine Fatah. Kisho's Jechse. Fine, you it does look clear like those tactical changes by Clinton Lancaster, they are beginning to thwart, frustrate Rangers, especially in the wide areas. Broderick on one side and Eva Thompson has obviously been tasked to go back a bit further on this side as well.
Yeah, they're doing well and they're certainly coping a lot better with the Rangers in the wide area. They're not getting as much space and time and they're not creating as much chances from the wide area. So yeah, the change has obviously worked to Aberdeen's benefit.
Vision and Nurin to Rangers fine chimiculation after the Coggan guy in the shock attack. Begint te vochtig. Catherine Hill. Five. Golfatte. Taurine and McCleary. They will go in the game. Really fine. Shankiri. Doherty. She could do the Haneke. Nish Shapik and Room Suicide. Cornet, Dolna Shidich Gata, Juval, Howard, I guess Hapuringi Kumal, Darakic, and again, Claire, it's a good ball through, and maybe Kirsty Hewitt guilty, maybe snatching at that when she could have had a more measured shot on target.
It's a brilliant pass to find her and behind. It's a great run by Kirsty Hewitt, but again, she's probably just taken the shot on a bit early, maybe try to take another touch and get further closer to the goal.
Victor op er één getaat. Eva Thompson gaat de hoogtje en hoogtje gaat Kassen. Cornet. McLaughlin. Macaulay had. Vier hier duizend goedje. En je laat pillen de wie. Gemaakt she is een kleertje. Ze daar alleen. Brengen de doen hoe she is. Nu zie McLaughlin is in. Staat de nieuws hier op er één. Really shortage and call like a man pathke. Shinna the haring of that should be. I think it'll lead to the college Kyoka Saturday Czech of his own Sudvip. Black the ish. Get it close at McKenna, Golden. And I find a bing is a flicky pass of a shin try go Hutchison. Shin get the high that Ogilvy go pretty dar, a shin gively, Holden and Sheen for a bing is a fast trying Hutchison. Hill. Mishka 5. Cornet. Pass away Kiri. Well done. Motion met Alcolar. Maakt de censuur voor naar Gelifayen. Dat is een bal. Dat wil maken met Thompson van alle stijl. In Getaich, kom alle vuile stukken maar. Hij is hier Gadashko Rio Hardy. Hars in de paadje. Gediest. Broderick is in het hansje. In Macaulay. Doherty. Die is bal karantoog gezegd. Gaat Perry in de Winnik. Sadashko Howard. Kom alle tol. I guess. Savel Imadi is for Kirby. Clean around the position of Vienna Parker. That's more like it from a Rangers point of view, and it's that surging run from midfield again, and once more a good save from Kirby.
It's really positive play, good drive and run by McLean. She does so well to keep a hold of it in the box with so many players around her, and again some save by Kirby.
Clean heen, Lisha de Bosching is thuis of the Isha Kirby fine wave edition. I guess gevoegde geval I guess Mahat het al gaan roetiken als de game zit. Die meer tisje wie voor massa soringi. Geen is een maat wisjes. I guess als je het al steken nosje met de pijken doet Kirby laaf tarsing. sin yellow in a duval go Howard Jenna room you and show mat but Kirsty Howard I guess the dish Coella Kirby she's having one of those days isn't she?
She's having a great game. Everything just seems to be hitting off her, or she's getting her hand to it, she's getting out to punch it. She's having a fantastic game.
Muringi chumal dol kita clean with ele ball na sarge drips it I guess had go mach I guess Shachat can triplet. Well, we did say that if they were going to get anything out of this game, they would need their goalkeeper to be in top form, and so far she has been.
She has been. She's been key for them today. I think her and Bailey Hutchison in particular have been so good for them, and it's important that you've got a goalkeeper on form, and then when the ball's up the other side, you've got somebody that can put it in the net.
Ook al mag van een goede eerst. Roderick, Sticker Stewart. When you get asked, you look at that chain. Hold it. En jullie kan het karst. Jullie zijn geleden heen en gorst de geag shop bal maar coole geleden chain. Thompson. En dus McCleary, Jenna. Jullie get asked, I guess. Jenna Keenan en Gaigi stay the Darakac. McLaughlin, Christje van een goal. Just in de vijf in die mijnje gedaan. Karami loyal lava macht terug goal genoorsen. En dus Hardy with the ja die ene was shot. Have cash Ruye horse the Rio Hardy's and Diver. Well that looked controversial clear.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it again here. I don't think there's anything in it. I don't think it's a free kick to Rangers. Slight contact, but not enough to get down. I don't personally think it's a booking, but I don't think it's a free kick to Rangers either.
Now this is interesting. The sub is being subbed. Holden, who came on for Ogilvie, is now going off. So you'd assume that would be an injury.
I would assume so. I think she's done okay since she's come on. You'd like to think it's an injury.
Had the assist for the goal as well.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to assume she's struggling with something, but we'll never know. It could be tactical, but looks as if they're just sitting again in the same shape, so probably an injury to her.
Darcy Miller, look at the van Keitje and look at the all coming in a pathke. Ach, so Holden hoort van de beengetje en look at that Henneke Steek, de Hourig, Hannen tukkers toch een keer en een goede fout de dasje. En de skaddag keer de vengie en is de ene gostige van Noorsen kutje. Hansen. Hardy moest je bij gelocht le. Als we hier nog kunnen we heen. Zo Noorsen op pennis te face dan houden we te lekker. Kijk je goed ik in positie vrek die zinnen op rijden. Klein, lekker al goed maar was sinds nooit ik kan finish in je lash. Cornet, zoals de lijnen, Kiri Perry, Olasigui, Broderick die is passing, agus de Mache Duval. Hardy, pick and room, check at the Broderick. Dinchen Kura met zijn vokse. Cleary iets in een stij. Thompson in een maat, chili gedash geta. Klein, Kaul de Vuille nood. Lachlan Noorsen de Genoma. Zo het hele Broderick. De kutse nog zit lezen. Smaak Rangers is live jeesachgesen. Agus de eerst. Noorsen, Cornet. Hansen as a raad. Shona Shah voor Rangers had het keme game ook al. Dat kan het mooie is. Hill. En is hier trying to gaat ik het. De stuk. Agus shot caught him. So die is Coela. Savel ma die is voor Kirby voor Howard. Zijn lijntje gaat je gemaakt. Weet je de shit. Klein. Machke Macaulay. Die is jarig passings. Dan kan ik een uitzietje gedacht. Ik het op een hele shore. Coach het Ashton McLaughlin. Klein. Agus die is shore de Kastemacher. Die is Shakarm aan de bal. Het is de Black. De follow-up. Het is Femi at de bal van Nottingham. At the toe van Macaulay in de bal. Pastilio, agus fá Aberdeen go cummal amach ach an uit het patje falla pulach go Mia McCauley ha pudding fús Kirby sinna cummal amach and you'll cús talach is it oi Joe Potter, but clear what a strike that was from young McCauley.
It's a fantastic strike from her. A few of her teammates have tried over the last 5 minutes or so, and she's shown them how it's done. I think Aberdeen probably feel a bit frustrated. They've done well to suffocate the space, but right there it just drops to young Mia McCauley. It's great control. She's only got one thing in their mind, and it's a great finish into the top corner. And again, Kirby's left with no chance, who has been excellent today.
Actually, the first touch is good as well. The ball is immediately under control, and then she gets it on target, and Kirby frustrated, having kept them at bay, and it looked like Aberdeen were succeeding, but it was a poor clearing header from them as well. So yeah, Rangers were looking at that time like they were going to get the second goal.
Yeah, they've been on top for the last couple of minutes, and yeah, they don't get out quick enough to her to get her head down, so she does have the time to get her head up and look to see where the goalkeeper is, and it's a fantastic finish from her, and she's had a good game, so she does deserve it.
Wel, en jullie kan het getallen tussen Joe Potter, dat gaat is vroeg, we zijn hier, terwijl het fijn is lastig. Dus wat een berry, via van de goal trein, Roderick, Dash, en Jackley, Kirby. Stuart, blokt de machine, Kassemach. Lancaster, krijgen de spirit met gelukkig en is een goed maal. Zoals hij Duval. Zo flip, te op een. Duval. De show heeft Karim gelukkig aan een vruchtig zoals. Nurin te op een. Chile gedacht gaan game. Zo'n daar trap. Cael shot toekstje. Is het eerst. Die Waanka skippel goed. Haas gaan jullie op de lijnen vallen. Prachtige volle Giers. Pudding gaat nu pijn. Het vallen uit Miller, Waan en ik van de pijn geven. Tegen de route niet nu je. Sul hier het Karel McCleary. Soms een kienje naar een gechummetje loren. Thompson. John maar tune de gevallen door McCleary. De coach Stewart. Hij is een bal. Hij is weer de schach uit de wil. Miller tegen die goede taal. Kan je een bal op haar draaien. Dat is de Hutchison Chiani nu je. Stewart ska. Together, dat je de gevatte die McLean. The irony of that goal coming when it did clear is maybe at a time when Joe Potter was thinking of making changes and maybe looking at the wide players who have kind of fallen out of the game, and then McCauley pops up with that.
Potentially, it was. They didn't have the best start to the second half, but they were grown into the game. And as you said, she scored at the right moment, probably for herself and for her team. But I think Rangers still look vulnerable at the back. I think Aberdeen shouldn't give up hope. I think they'll get chances.
Dias draagt het goed. Some Rangers. En ik Hill, ik gaan je er meer in. En Gian later op McLaughlin. In de game shot heb ik natuurlijk een kubie gestoken. En hier is in de game ik op erin. Ik maar Pullach zeggen haast. Weet je wat ik misschien kom wel toch wat terug ging ze in McLaughlin. Dat je kwam de veenje de Rangers zag. Dat is een chee voor nog gehad. Rijnaas. Paul haast dachten. McLaughlin is de dasje de kassen. Als je de eerste doper gemaakt met de Hardy. Hij is uit. Hij is een driftgoal. Fascinen is. Nee, dat willen maken. Dat is Jallo. Hij is Rio Hardy. Voor de derde check in de show je kelen. Fine of the flat. And once again, clear is that neat interchange between herself and Kirsty Howard, and that's a clipped, tidy finish from Rio Hardy once again.
And I actually think all day she's maybe not been in the game too much. It's only in the last 10 minutes or so she's been popping up in areas, and I'm glad to see her into the game more. But that's exactly the difference. It's the quick 1-2s that Aberdeen can't cope with. It's really good movement by her and Kirsty Howitt, good link-up play, and she takes her first touch in across the defender, so it completely takes her out of the game. She can't recover, and it's a nice finish into the corner.
Look at the bag Coventry, got the Joe Potter, Elwas Kucher, Hal Haddish, and Minus Chile, Grindavik, is people in Dunsol and Keith Chris Elwas, the Champions League. I guess the gel the shin, the hashpening shin. I should dress to the ha. Mavris the good, and Max the Jalliger up rain and ish. Just shows you clearly. You think you're in contention, you're drawing against one of the top 3 sides, and then a couple of minutes is all taken away from you.
The game can just change so quickly, can't it? Particularly against a top 3 side. I'm sure Aberdeen knew how big a test it was going to be, but I think they've done well today, up until now certainly, so it's just about getting their composure back.
Drast, Rangers are going Matt de Valk, and Woosted McGroers, passing in, Gas Goortig, look at that, Lummelaan Mishnich. Cornet, Notion ich gehe da natürlich heen eine Ju op staat gedaan Noorsen. Klein Notion maar dan ze vallen wat je is in room heen. Haast de sneeuw slier gaan alleen as Noorsen tarsing. Agus. Me Macaulay gaat put in je fine as Keelan the Vui. Wonderful play again from McLean and Macaulay. Just I think it sat up. She couldn't get her leg over the final effort, but couldn't get her foot over the top of the ball. But it was wonderful play again from McLean.
It's really good skill to get out a tight situation. Maybe me just being an ex-midfielder, in that situation I think she should just shoot. She probably doesn't shoot enough, but really good feet into the wide area, and it's a great cross, but as you say, she just can't get her foot over it. It just lifts too high in front of her. But
she's a real prospect in midfield, McLean, isn't she?
She is. You know, they've got real talent coming through from the youth section, so it's great to see that all of them doing so well on the pitch.
Misschien gaat hij is terug bij Achterschen. Chile gaat op rijden. Dat is een Finney skippervoet. Middag voor Nicky Docherty. Doxy Miller, via de finest Jack. Docherty, Morrison and Genesuas. So na verach geheen, but it just underlines your point, Claire, that the Rangers don't look too secure at the back at times.
They don't. They look as if they've got mistakes in them. It's just about Aberdeen finding the right moments to go, but I definitely think that there's opportunities there for them.
Colleague Gewoe, die jaar, zoals de lijn is, gekomen is de Noorse jaar, is de Caramelle heen, is Blishjak Hardy, is Shachat. The Porsche in the Vazan, really sure about the Shasua Magede, but again, Claire, it's wonderful speed, composure, and skill for Mia Macaulay down that right hand side.
Yeah, she's been great today, just driving inside, gets her head up, looking for the pass, she just can't, the Aberdeen defender just gets herself in the way, and then it breaks to Hardy, who, it's some tackle, isn't it? She probably has to get a touch on it, it's probably in the back of the net.
De kunde inte falla av hast to go på ring. Och Shachat där is hasti. Shachat är lane and a hell hat reach the goal or Shachat the Kirby but the hill is the fiach the end Shachat the lane. Not immediately clear who got the final touch. It looked like Cathy Hill was getting in the end of it, but the referee has given it, so it's another goal.
Yeah, it's an unusual one, isn't it? I don't know who it's hit off of, but it's probably the first mistake Kirby's made. She comes out and gets caught under it, and then that's what leaves the goal opened. I think if you're not sure if you're getting there, you should just stay in your goal. But it comes over, and then it looks as if it maybe just hits off Catherine Hill, or she puts enough pressure on the defender, but it finds its way over the line, and it's another goal.
Je moet klikken dan ik op één tolletje en jullie zijn GA's en de vader kun je wel. The Aberdeen players are trying to suggest there was maybe a foul here on Kirby when she's trying to pick it up on the line.
I don't think it's a foul. I think you're entitled to go for the ball. It's different if the goalkeeper has the ball in their hands and the ball's secure, but I think if it's there to be won, then absolutely the player has the right to go for the ball, and I don't think it's a foul.
Dat de wegje met een jalaantje voor een land smacht voor Kirby in de val. Maar een raw, McCleary. Hier van die oostelijk vallen boepen. Game Kikine genisje close to the follow of Clinton Lancaster. Stuur laag om uit en een push bij Kirby mee holletje gejagen. Oh wat schegget daar van de boschijn. Collie, I guess Cornet, die van die op de geschies, Langage die is van Rangers. Collie het asje de val. Je gaat versmacht bij de silent pick-up. Cornet. Clean. It's like you hardy more in my own shit. Miller did the Yishich in front of Bengies. And you'll have to get the Jish, like you know, initially Miller, I guess Hutchison, the Yish had the Puch to get Ash and Steen and Maraha. Rangers and Sfutte, skipper profession to now, skipper had late profession to. She niet beloos boei, maar ik game met door kutje. Cornet. Probeert er een Sowet. Pass Skudic from Macaulay. Hansen. Darcy Miller, I guess. Ik dacht je pik en te wachten uit de Giesje. En te haring uit de Giesje. Vijf Tarsinko, Docherty de eerst. Wie maakt naar een bal dat zo zich machine kan van de strees kan via gedacht niet tot trouwens dan is Kirby leeg gaat een bal het al. But that's better from Rangers clear. First they have it always available for that short ball and looking to feed players in, and then it's the ball over the top looking for Hardy.
That's it. It's much better movement and link-up play between them, as you said, Kirsty Howitt dropping in, allowing the space in behind for Hardy. It's just the execution of the pass. It's not right in that occasion, but it's better movement from them, yes.
Hansen, I'm thinking of Hansen hier in de saas. Dat is een verschillende heel magedig. Toch een netjes wat zo magedig. Eva Thompson die gaan de fijne vallen van McCleary. Ik is haast de toch in alleen uit in de maat. Norigi Paul maar ook alles te gaan waschen. Jenna 5. Waarom zo lelijk dat je het hele shot. Dat Hill, I guess Hansen. May well have been an own goal. Nadine Hansen with the final touch may have just gone over the line before there was that scramble.
Yeah, it looks like it hit off and potentially was over the line there, but it was about a scramble in the goal, so it's hard to tell exactly who scored it.
I can't call it gerade goal state. It is here who game in that. And for Aberdeen now, with what, just less than a quarter of an hour left, it's about keeping the score like this, not letting it run away from them completely.
Yeah, I think goal difference, particularly in this league's always important, so you don't want to start losing 6, 7, 8 now. So yeah, they don't want to lose any more goals, just try and keep it tight. And as I said, I still think that they'll get chances at the other side.
Och, Knjonian, the Rangers say deze in a guy. I guess Keith Cahoon Kutcher. Scoor haak in je shot draast dat gebied. Ik hoor huilen en de shot is slaan unje. Je wordt weer van de Tsjechische is de lijn clear. McLaughlin staat daar een shot. Rijn is smien in daar tegen Eliano de Vau. Hutchison, jullie zit kus geen Vau. Eindje naar ga je wel gaan alleen naar die is. Gejarige dash. Just an Hish have this go Hansen with the Suez gonna hooks the Rangers. Sure. The walk in all is fast, I guess black of the skip of it. Ashka Kirby. Thompson Kairi Suez line of the ish. Laat het hasje gaan, I guess mag. Cornet. Gael pican bigwyn nach roach gyda fawr, so sy'n corym dy o'r ein pican cwtio mych alora, sy'n eisiau gofa edrych yn y ffala. Hutchison, he's picking the vlucht die sy'n het cwlwch na Glochlin Dawr is 3000. En ze dresser Panijak in Shane. Signs of frustration there from Bailey Hutchison. 3 times I think she got the push in before the whistle went.
Probably frustration coming in, as you said, just because it was one each and then it's all of a sudden now 4-1. You can understand it, but it's something you don't want to creep into your game. You need to try and stay focused on what's in front of you and what's happening in the game.
Hill, foul, Art, I guess McCleary, the Corum. Hij de gewoon stevig toen kreeg, de lieke alle boeit bij Garaske McLean. Die is how het zuur dat de volks de stuw foul. Kuset voor in te Macaulay, gaal naar Keem naar de 5 de goal steken aan de volkse. Nischadash McLean. No option is there. Court Alison Kirby. Kafa Gorische, ein Suez alleen Thompson. Ja, gaat je maar een jaar te zien. Hansen. Hier is geen bal wat Miller Kiri. Hill. With Kafa Gorach, McLaughlin de Tuve. Kind of 50 dauwte leval, pikken te go als de Miller, dat je maar voor McLaughlin. Door te Max en Orson de paal maakt, ligt Troje gehouden. Giedag, the Kirby. It was a great through ball, and you could see what she was trying to do. She saw it off the line, but she just couldn't lift it high enough to get it over Kirby.
No, she couldn't. It's a great run and it's a fantastic pass. Probably everybody was expecting it to be played in the air, but she's drilled it through to her. And yeah, you see that she's looks to try and lift it over and doesn't quite get the connection.
Skis is me geen te tosh goed in stegen. Daar skip wat je goed game met haar. McLean. This is McLaughlin. Met de viaje duizend in de lijn en de Rangers te doen. Is keen te gaan through dat je goed game met haar. Cornet. Goed Rangers in de slie. Ik 3 punten als je hier te hullen was in. Kijk rush. Maar stoer dat smaakt het ze daar leek het aan. Perry. Je gaat de goal traaien. Hij is tolk waar. Hij is ik heb dat op een Madison finish dat rollaatje deze aan. Hij is misschien current Rangers daar geen jano. Hij is lukken naar Tsjech, minnetje in de aanval. Perry Union een quick aan het alje. Cornet, goedje, alje, zo je duel zijn. Een maatje, Colson, I guess, charging. Potter obviously feeling that the job's pretty much done, Claire, so it's a good time to rest some weary limbs and send on some fresh legs.
It's a good time for it. They've obviously got a game on Wednesday night, so it's a good time to take players off and give them a rest, and also give other players an opportunity.
لكن أخلت جيش الهاسنا نرجع تول نجاي لاين over Tolkawari Duval agus ik heb een bouwlijn. Vijf. Klein Litjies, je kunt Kutje morgen. I guess. No. Fine, Bik en Kutje. Michelle Coulson, Hutchin Ferravingi. Klein. Sniavas Lee trying to have Glachkish in a Kumala Bow last at all at the lot. How it Kahundag Chimichel Kutje go hardy. Claudine Duval. Mayevi Avo. Lachlan, Nisha Bowlich and Tarsing. Die is geen lopen één kleine vallen. Van geschieten, Chevaru Hardy, channel. Ja, geen disturig, Moshing. Again, it's Aberdeen failing to clear the lines clear, and Hardy. You obviously feel that's what she likes to do. She likes to place the ball into the corner, and she wasn't too far away there.
She wasn't far away at all. It's good play down the wide area and ball into the box, and as you said, they've not managed to get a decent enough clearance on it. It still falls within their own box, and Hardy lining it up, I thought, was probably destined for the net, but it's just wide. It's a good piece of play, and unfortunately for her, it's not been into the net.
Potter a kindness Toliche Duval, Nishkeville, Skipper the Sheening Gemach as the Jalliget operate. Hill, so is the line of McCleary. Garrigus there for a clear. Haast come at all. Statka Hadora Magediga, gebouwde Pristje come McLaughlin. Hansen round the Shinusi. Here's Hardy. Nou, had je gewaardeerd, had je gehad. Als je een korm, weet je goed naar veilige game more en je Glasgow City Rangers na je donig, je is hier of schöne show. The BBC all up at Kedu and Fisker and Claire. That'll be a big test for those two sides next week.
It will. It's probably the first big test for both teams, and I think it's so key at this point in the season. You know that neither of them can afford to lose points, so we're really interested to see how it plays out.
I'll be at City on Maatje Gumalaki Volks. Rangers vegen de fijne dash gaan een groene wachtje steeds aan de dash. Our Boasta, I guess I shouldn't count Alison Kirby. A few minutes to go. Claire, who's your player of the game today?
I think there's been a few players that have played well. I think Kirby's played really well for Aberdeen, as has Bailey Hutchison, but for myself it's going to be Mia McCauley. I think she's been so good down that flank for Rangers, and she's got herself on the score sheet, and it's great to see the youth coming through and having the confidence to go and play their own game. So for me, the player of the match is Mia McCauley.
Who's Shachton Gia, Kai the V Maju. Rakilor, Yana Clicketanik Rangers, Yemitara. And if it stays like this, Claire, what will be the positives that the Aberdeen coach will take from this?
I think the fact that for a long period of the game they've contained Rangers, so that they need to remember that, and they can't judge their season against teams like Rangers. You know, they're going to be looking to take points off. I think they play Montrose on Wednesday, so they'll be concentrating in those games, but I think they do need to realise that they have done well today. They've managed to get themselves on the score sheet, so they shouldn't be too disheartened.
Maar ik raad het haast kan vinden ook al een nieuw kindje, die skippen in een smoe. Wel over misnich gachke, dus maar had het kloeik. Goed van je in de game zo ju, zo nog hard in de deze en je geschiedenis met kerst. Ik heb een hips is hard gejekken, ach, had ik in je Russian hard voor Rangers, Celtic, New Glasgow City. Klein gas, groepig tarsing, in de duval, tall room, een show, ik Richard McLaughlin. Stegen in de Aberdeen, Aberdeen de bemoeie. Look at the dog, kan ik van een pinky, duval, daar, tarsing Macaulay. Yes, well. Was het de state, gonna be aan, I guess, I initiate to line the count. Just to underline your choice as player of the game, but she's moved into the centre, and to be fair, it was put in the plate for her by young Jordan, who's done well since she came off the bench.
Yeah, it was. I know. Just shows you a bit of luck there with the second goal after giving her player of the match. But it's great play, as you said, young Jordan down the wing. It's a great ball into the box, and it is putting a plate for her. It'd be hard to miss from there, but it's a great header, and she's found herself with a second.
En jullie becht het duval was tegen de box. I guess could you get in steeds could count in the val. I guess gemaakt of de goed aan Gian. Jelike de shin. En je keer de verzaan. Zijn op rij en cool. Ja, de gauw. I guess pick and winnetje. Daar kan haast. Slash nu waardige verzaan. O greu machine ag Hannah Stewart to the Lena ag McLaughlin. Hill, ja, geen die dochert hij een zo'n seduction. Hutchison, took gymnastina, finished. Jardine, McCleary. Dus je genis komen de vui is eigenlijk de game in de Vinix, de Vinix kant al. Dus met jou een gebouw gemaakt. Pas ik een van de klikken aan ook, hadden niet. Dus check je weer de van de dasher, dus de McCleary naar de vier waar niet aan de paas goed geweest, dus moontje ik kleren met Avers, hoe zag klikken de game. Vinach, waardig kijk in de gloedje. En spelen Hutchison in de hoed. Duidelijk toch als de op een eindje de Graleunje. Je gaat die Darcy Miller getraaien. Je gaat zo dat je kan trouw, maar je ziet de scoren te Jenna 5. Je mag gestelijke de Chevalchen. Komt de zon hebben te die is. Die vallen krijgen een ploeg die wel cool leuk. Alle plisje gedaan voor Rangers geju. Zijn gedaan voor 5. Hebben het doen man. Het gaat er maar kunnen ja. Wow. Hoefje je schön. Kun je vast keren. Wel, goed, Charlotte McGiddy gewicht, Rangers, Kiri, naar tweede game. Hij fijne lasje de kassen naar kistjes, de goede schier naar hulp de sintje, maar dat is hier de wou, 4 jedige game. Clean. McLaughlin. Chicken McGiddy, I guess, reetje dit kilo randje. I guess, dat goedje ha gemaakt heel de gele. Laat al de Joe Potter, de Jew. Clinton Lancaster. Kooi Cahoon, of aan like a jedig, I guess, erin. Kirby, G-Gel, Rangers, de komen aan wat Caroon, Havely en meer, maar dat gaat je vliegen dat daar is het voor Liverpool, ach, Mia Macaulay, u Shackman, Giek, daar heel echtje, daar het heel de count, dus ik was dus tegen een vien, heel hele tu mwyn I bwcsa masgynial. Agus chwyd sin Rangers yn y sych y cort al ystio I fi cwyn ag lewnio. Hardy sin sa jalab huad isha tuil cwtioch sa darali. Son fisgar I yn y cort al ys Bailey Hutchison. Chwyd op o'r ein cwyn yn chydach ar lewnio. Nwg sin doch ys gaisen. Agus mar am gra Hardy cwtioch. Son y dar y siachgain. Lib na døl. Agus hwyl leila. Nes y bwlach cynioch gwyd y sŵa ma ieddys doch gyda Nadine Hansen y skipper. Ac op o'r ein I hwyd y sŵa ma ieddys ach Caillou van het Heul paaltjes aan Rangers as het daar Seo ag Broadwood had kreeg nog Rangers de koik op een rijnje hun.
Wel, a Rangers ydy'r gêm, fwyni Caillou a ddi'r na 3 pwyng yn gêm ydy'r alish na koik Tuil. Gesio bech drast o fo Claire Gemmel a called them a shot got in the path. Claire ended up being a really good second half. Rangers killed the game with 3 goals in 9 minutes.
They did, and Aberdeen started the second half relatively well as well, and it just seemed as if Rangers turned the screw, and then, as you said, 3 goals in 9 minutes, and that seemed to be game over from that point.
Yeah, we're seeing Mia McCauley approaching us here for a quick interview. We'll bring you in here Mia. Well done on 2 goals and 3 points. You've got a big smile on your face, well deserved. How are you feeling after that?
I feel amazing. I've obviously started against Spartans last week and didn't score, so today I was determined to score and I've finally got my goal.
I was taking notes throughout the match and I've got Mia McCauley screamer for your goal. We'll just roll it here and you can just talk us through it. Just what did it feel like to get such a big goal at a big time?
Not gonna lie, I can't even remember it going in.
It was you'll see it here just now. You bring it down and then you just unleash an unstoppable shot.
I don't know how I've scored that.
And bear in mind as well how good the goalkeeper was playing. And
he had a good game.
Yeah, and that in swell is an incredible goal. And here's your second goal. Great ball in, and you just, I don't know, coming up after this, I think this is it. So you can just relive this moment again. 2 goals for you today.
Yeah, we're practicing that in training. The wee dink into the back post, and it's worked, so it shows that what we're doing in training is paying off.
Claire, you were impressed with Mia today, weren't you?
I thought you were excellent, Mia, to be honest. I thought in the first half, particularly down the wing, getting into the box, and then your 2 finishes in the second half, particularly your first, was unbelievable. Yeah. So obviously you've come up from the academy. Yeah. How are you finding the transition from the academy into your first full-time contract?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's a much more harder intensity than what 18s is, so it's challenging me as a person and as a footballer.
I think you've been fantastic, so you should be proud of your performance today.
Absolutely. How does it feel amongst yourself and the other younger players knowing you're trusted by the management and the club, and how much confidence does that give you?
Yeah, it gives me so much confidence that knowing that Joe and the management staff believe in me. Yeah, it's just amazing.
Playing in such for a big club like Rangers, what can you learn from some of the senior players that are playing alongside you, and how can they help you develop as a player?
They just, in training, they're always encouraging you, and it really helps you as a player, and it just helps you on and off the pitch as being a better person.
Great stuff. Many thanks for joining us. I'll just take this off you. Well done today. Great performance. Thank you very much. Great performance, and definitely one to watch for the future, Claire.
She is. I think she's a great young player, as I said, coming up through the academy, so I think it's great the confidence she showed today, not only just in her general play, but then the shot she's taken on, for her first goal, the confidence to take it down, and then her first thought is to shoot, and then just latterly towards the end of the game she's asked to play just a slightly different position, and she gets onto the score sheet again, so she played really well.
Absolutely. Let's take a look back at Rio Hardy's goal to make it 3-1 for Rangers. 2 goals in 2 games for her.
Yeah, I think she's been a great signing. She's really powerful and strong, and it's great link-up play between herself and Kirsty Hibbett. I think that's ultimately was Aberdeen's downfall, was that quick 1-2 between them, but it's really good composure, gets into the box, takes her touch across the way in towards the goal, which opens up the goal for her, and she slots it into the corner. It's a really good finish.
And Kirsty Hibbett again showing she can create goals as well.
Well, that's it. I mean, she's obviously tried a few times today to shoot and it's not come off for her, but she's been important today in quite a few of the goals actually, so just because you're not scoring doesn't mean you're not important to the team.
Absolutely. And how disappointed will Aberdeen be with their second half performance?
I think they'll just find it a little frustrating because they've contained Rangers for large parts of the game, but they need to take the positives from it and understand that, as I said in commentary, that their season is not defined by these games.
We can see Joe Potter here, Rangers manager. We'll bring you in here for a quick reaction, Joe. Congratulations, 2 wins in a row.
Thank you.
What was said at half time? You were disappointed with the manner in which the goal was conceded going into half time.
I was. Weren't too happy at half time. So I went in. I just said I didn't think we didn't deal with their attacks enough. We didn't quite extinguish their attacks good enough for me, early enough. We had all the ball, and for me it was just trying to sustain those attacks but making sure that we didn't offer them a counter-attacking threat. So we spoke about that. We spoke about the amount of chances we're creating. We've got to be a little bit more ruthless in attacks and score more goals. Yes, their keeper made saves. We expected to. She's a very good keeper, but we still expect to score more goals than we did. Yeah,
you had to be patient, and that patience was rewarded with 3 goals in 9 minutes, if my maths is correct. You must have been delighted with the response.
Yeah, it's always a relief, when games can go on a little bit longer. You think that the opposition's going to grow into the game, probably more than what you'd like them to. But I was happy with the flurry of goals. I think it really helped us settle our nerves a little bit going into that second half. We just need to do that a little bit earlier in games, and get control a little bit sooner and take the game to the opposition.
Claire, I think you mentioned in commentary how Rangers relaxed after the third goal went in.
Yeah, I think it definitely changed that. I felt we were still a little bit vulnerable and shaky at the back for a lot of the game, even when the third and fourth, fifth goals were going in. Do you think that's just down to the new formation, or?
It is, and it's teething problems. Sometimes when you possess the ball heavily for long periods of time, you can take your eye off the ball a little bit and forget your role. And it's something that we're still going to be working on. We do. I don't take my eye off that for 1 minute. As a defensive midfielder and a centre half, so I'm always looking at that. So we will address that, and we know that it's something we've got to be better at. And I felt that too, so it must be right.
This is the first of 3 matches in 7 days, Joe. Hearts up midweek, followed on by Glasgow City back here. Obviously you'll be taking it one game at a time, but the games are so big just now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They come thick and fast, and sometimes it's a good thing because you get games through and you get games out the way and you get points on the board. It's good. You don't really have too much time to overthink games, so sometimes games are a good thing, but we just got to make sure that we're getting through these games good and getting our processes out what we need to and getting our game plans out what we need to. So it's a tick today, but not too much of one.
Great stuff, Joe. Thanks for joining us. I'll take that off you, and we'll be back next week, so we'll catch up with you then. Thanks very much.
See you later.
Joe Potter there, Claire, happy with the 3 points, I'm sure.
I'm sure she will be happy with the 3 points, but as she said there, there's parts of the performance that they need to fine tune, and I'd said in commentary, I thought that as well, particularly at the back. They look a bit free flowing going forward, but certainly at the back I think they look shaky at times, and it will be exploited when they come up against it, Hearts on Wednesday and Glasgow City on Sunday.
Now we'll have a wee look at the 4th goal. I wrote down initially Catherine Hill with it, but it turned out it was an own goal scored by the Aberdeen captain. Let's just relive this moment here. We think it was.
It was a bit scrappy, wasn't it, coming into the box, but I think, as I'd said, I think it was the first mistake maybe Kirby made. Obviously she thinks she can get there, and it comes in and she doesn't get anything onto it, and then it just hits Ogilvie and I think goes over the line. It's just a bit scrappy, and probably one of the goals that we're most disappointed with. Yeah,
quite unsure as to who scored, but at the end of the day, it's that old cliche, they all count, aren't they, Claire?
Well, that's it, they all count, and that's all Rangers will care about, is the fact that they went into the net, because I think it was after that goal they really did start to kind of relax.
Great stuff. I think we've got about a minute left of the show today, so just sum it up for us. How much will Rangers have enjoyed that 3 points today?
I think for them, they'll be glad in a way, because Aberdeen did contain them for a lot of the game, so they'll be glad that they'll actually come away with a 5-1 win. It maybe flatters them at points, to be honest with you, just given parts of their performance in the first half. I thought they were a bit wasteful. In Aberdeen, I think they'll be disappointed, but they need to look forward. I think they've got Montrose on Wednesday night, and I think they'll be looking to take points off of them. So
good stuff.
It was a great game, wasn't it? It was very entertaining and some cracking goals. So
absolutely,
you can't complain at that.
Yeah, Claire, thank you so much for being with us today. I really enjoyed listening to you and Alec in commentary. Macaredo, very good. Next, Shinakwe, Bo Broadwood, Irenieska Shot, Bishinya Lash, Anna Hill of the East, Shach and you, Hashin Dawkins, Gabishif Cording.